For 34 years, I was the dependable daughter, the single mother of two, the teacher who never rocked the boat. My brother David was the charismatic favorite, and that golden status extended to his 6-year-old twins. My children, Emma and Jake, were kind, curious kids who somehow always seemed to fall just short in my parents' eyes. I spent years dismissing the slights as my own insecurity until a pre-Thanksgiving phone call stripped away all pretense. My mother's voice was light, almost sing-song. "We're simplifying this year, Maya. Just immediate family for Thanksgiving." I was multitasking, preparing dinner, and barely processed her words. "Sure, should we bring pies?" The pause that followed was heavy. "No, Maya, I mean David's immediate family. You and the kids, it's better if you make other plans this year." Confusion gave way to cold disbelief. "Mom, we are your immediate family." She sighed, the sound dripping with impatience. The veneer of cheer dissolved. "Let's be honest. David's children are a joy. They're easy. Being with your kids feels like work. Emma is too intense, and Jake is a lot. We don't have the energy for it. We deserve a peaceful holiday." The call ended, leaving me standing in my kitchen, the world tilting on its axis. The unspeakable truth had finally been spoken. This exclusion wasn't a standalone cruelty. It was the logical, brutal conclusion to a pattern I had long refused to fully acknowledge. The evidence was everywhere once I allowed myself to see it. There were the birthdays. David's twins received elaborate, expensive gifts, designer outfits, the latest electronics, presented with fanfare at family dinners. For my children, a card would arrive in the mail, sometimes late, containing a generic gift card for a fraction of the amount. When I once gently questioned the disparity, my father waved a hand. "The twins are at that age where they really appreciate special things. You know how it is." I did know how it was. The digital footprint was even more damning. My mother's social media was a curated museum of David's perfect family. Dozens of photos from their vacations, school events, and simple afternoons were captioned with overflowing declarations of love. My heart outside my body, blessed beyond measure with these angels. I scrolled through a full year of her posts. There was not a single picture of Emma winning her school science fair or of Jake's beaming face at his kindergarten graduation, events I had meticulously shared with her. Our existence was digitally erased. The deepest wound, however, was inflicted upon my children. Emma came home from school one afternoon, her small face clouded with hurt. Through quiet tears, she explained that her cousin had described a magical birthday party at a trampoline park, hosted and paid for by Grandma and Grandpa. A party my children had never been invited to, or even told about. When I confronted my parents, my mother was dismissive. "Maya, you're so sensitive. We can't possibly host everyone. The twins are at a perfect party age." The hypocrisy was laid bare when, shortly after, my parents financed a brand new kitchen for David's home, citing his growing family's needs. The aftermath of the Thanksgiving ban played out in the quiet moments of my own home. The sparkle in Emma's eyes dimmed. She began asking if she was too boring or not fun enough. Jake, my vivacious little question-asker, grew subdued, as if his innate curiosity was a character flaw. Witnessing their dimming lights was my ultimate wake-up call. The part of me that still craved parental approval finally broke. In its place rose a ferocious, clear-eyed resolve to protect them at all costs. Unbeknownst to my parents, I had been quietly building a case. After a few particularly painful conversations, I had begun recording our phone calls. I archived screenshots of the biased social media love. I kept a simple list in my phone's notes app: dates, incidents, quotes. What felt like documenting my own heartbreak was actually gathering evidence of a profound injustice. Validation arrived from an unexpected source, my sister-in-law, Jessica. She called me, her voice thick with guilt. "I heard them at Thanksgiving, Maya, after you weren't there. They joked about how much more relaxing it was. They called your kids high maintenance. I've seen the difference for years, in the gifts, the attention, everything. I'm so sorry I was complicit by staying silent. Her words were painful, but powerful. I wasn't imagining the imbalance. It was visible, tangible, and now corroborated. The pivotal call came on Christmas Eve morning. My father's voice boomed with false festivity. "The turkey's in. When are my grandkids arriving?" I took a steadying breath. "Before we discuss that, there's something you both need to understand." I told them I had recorded the Thanksgiving call. I played a key, damning segment back to them. The shock on the other end of the line was a palpable silence. "How dare you?" my mother finally sputtered. "That's a violation." "It's a record of your violation," I said calmly. "And it's just one piece. I have a file. Screenshots of every post celebrating David's kids and ignoring mine. A list of every unequal gift. Jessica called me. She heard what you said and confirmed the lifelong favoritism. Emma's teacher called because my daughter is now telling her classmates her grandparents don't love her. The consequences of your actions are rippling through my children's lives, and I am done allowing it." My father tried to bulldoze through. "This is nonsense. You're holding grudges over nothing." "It's not nothing," I said with my voice rising with conviction. "It's the sum total of 1,000 cuts. You created a hierarchy of love in your own family, and my children were placed at the bottom. That ends today. We will not be coming for Christmas. We are removing ourselves from this dynamic entirely. If and when you are prepared to offer a sincere, specific apology to Emma and Jake and commit with your actions, not just your words, to treating all your grandchildren with equal love and respect, you may contact me. Not a moment before." I ended the call and turned off my phone. The expected wave of guilt and grief did not come. Instead, a profound, quiet strength filled the space. That Christmas, we started anew. We delivered meals to homebound neighbors, built a blanket fort in the living room, and laughed until our sides hurt. The absence of comparison, of walking on eggshells, was the greatest gift we could have given ourselves. In the months that followed, life moved on. Jessica eventually left David, taking the twins and moving away, a decision she said was partly fueled by my parents' smothering interference and my brother's entitlement. My parents, stripped of all their grandchildren, began a campaign of pleading calls and letters. My response remains a peaceful, firm boundary. The onus is on them to demonstrate change, not on me to manage their feelings or facilitate access. In our own home, the healing has been beautiful to witness. Emma's natural thoughtfulness is no longer mistaken for lack of fun. Jake's endless questions are once again met with enthusiasm, not irritation. The air in our house is clear, light, and filled with the secure knowledge that here they are loved absolutely and unconditionally. Choosing my children over a toxic family system was the hardest and most liberating decision of my life. It meant breaking a generational cycle of conditional love. Sometimes the most important family you build is the one you choose to protect and the one you courageously choose to walk away from. Our table is smaller now, but the love that fills it is boundless, real, and finally, enough.